Hi, Dutch third graders. Happy Monday. Today we are going to be going over packet 5, day 6. So make sure you have your packet near you and we are going to get started. This is what it looks like for today. This packet goes until May 22nd, which is Friday. So you have this week to finish this packet. Today is day 6 and we are going to be focusing on the vocabulary part first. So this week you will be reviewing suffixes. A suffix is a group of letters that come behind a base word. It changes the meaning of the base word and makes a new word. So it's kind of like a prefix, but it goes on the end instead of the beginning. Use the suffix chart to help you create cards. You will use these cards for activities throughout the week. Write each suffix on an index card, Post-it note, or cut out rectangles or squares of the same size from paper. Then write each meaning, example, full of, word on a card. You will have a total of 12 cards. Save your cards for day 7. So there's going to be another activity that you do tomorrow with these cards. Reminder what a suffix is, and here's some examples. A suffix is added to the end of a base word, and it changes the meaning of the word. So like ER, a person who. An example would be a teacher. Teach is the base word. Goes on the end. Teacher is a person who teaches. Another example would be like bigger. So ER can also mean more. So bigger is more big, pretty much. Cheerful, full of cheer. And fearless, without fear. So we're going to go over some of these together. Here's the chart they give you. I'm not going to make the cards. What they want you to do is just make cards based off of this chart. So like you're going to make a card for LY, Lee. It tells you to write each suffix that's listed here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And then it says, then write each meaning word on a card. So you would probably, it says you have a total of 12. You could do where you make the cards and it has examples, meaning, and suffixes just to save yourself on some index cards. But you're pretty much just taking the information from this chart and putting it on index cards. Examples, greatly, monthly, likely. It means to describe, and the suffix is ly. Joyful, eventful, hopeful. It means full of, and the suffix is full. Hopped, looked, handed. These are all past tense verbs. What that means is it happened in the past and it was an action, and that has an ed on the end. Biggest, fastest, smartest is comparing with est. Higher, faster, bigger is comparing with er. Worker, teacher, painter, it means one who. So like we talked about teacher, it's one who teaches. So please make this chart onto cards. Okay, for reading, it's asking us to read this article or have someone read it to you. It's called Water Worries, and then we're going to answer questions 1 through 8. So you can follow along with me as I read. Almost 1 billion people don't have clean water, a report finds. What do you do when you're thirsty? Chances are you get a glass of water from the sink. Not everyone can do that. In fact, almost 1 billion people around the world don't even have clean drinking water. And then there's a picture, a boy in Africa stands near a water pump. It is the only source of water in his village. That's the finding of a new report by World Aid Groups. The study looked at the living conditions of people around the globe. Many have to walk hours each day to collect water from rivers. Often that water is not safe to drink because it's dirty. About 2.6 billion people don't have safe places to go to the bathroom, the report says. Lakshmi grew up in a poor village in India. That is a country in Asia. For a long time, her school did not have bathrooms. She and her classmates had to use bushes outside. World leaders say it's important for kids to have good hygiene or cleanliness. Drinking clean water and washing your hands after using the bathroom can help prevent diseases. Aid workers have been helping by installing pipes around the world. To install is to set up. The pipes have given people water in their homes. Aid workers also have been teaching people how to filter or clean rainwater. They even have built bathrooms. That's made a difference. For Lakshmi, My school has toilets now, she said. Still, there is a lot more to do, aid worker Clarissa Brocklehurt says. We must act as one community to supply water and good hygiene for all. Watch your water. How much water do you use? A lot. On average, each American goes through about 100 gallons of water a day. That's enough to fill 1,600 drinking glasses. Here are some tips to conserve or save water. Cut while you paste. Keep your pearly whites clean, but be sure to shut off the faucet while you brush. That can save about 8 gallons of water a day. Clean up your act. Put away that rubber ducky. Taking a bath can use up to 70 gallons of water, while showering uses just 10 to 25 gallons of water. Drop the drips. In one day, a faucet can drip more than 20 gallons of water, and a leaky toilet can waste 200 gallons. Ask an adult to stop the drips. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make this dual display. What that means is you can see both screens at the same time. And we're going to answer the questions that come with this article. All right. So the first question says, according to the passage, what is one way to prevent diseases? Building bathrooms, walking to collect water, washing your hands, installing pipes. According to the passage, what is one way to prevent diseases? So if we go back into it, world leaders say it's important for kids to have good hygiene or cleanliness. Drinking clean water and washing our hands after using the bathroom can help prevent diseases. So what we're going to do, hopefully this lets me do it. There we go. Okay. We're going to take our highlighter and we're going to highlight that. So it says it right here. Drinking clean water and washing your hands after using the bathroom can help prevent diseases. So the answer would be C, washing your hands. They did talk about building bathrooms, but that wasn't specifically what they said prevents diseases. Walking to collect water doesn't help prevent diseases, and installing pipes helps with the issue, but people still need to wash their hands whether they have plumbing or not. Number 2, the text describes the problem that many people do not have clean water to drink. What is one solution to this problem that is presented in this text? One solution is filtering rainwater so it's safe to drink. One solution is turning off the faucet when you brush your teeth. One solution is getting water from the local river. One solution is using the bathroom outside. So it says, describes the problem that many people do not have clean water to drink. What is one solution to this problem that is presented in the text? So shutting off water is not going to help anybody get clean drinking water. Using the bathroom outside doesn't work. Let's go back into the story. About 2.6 billion people do not have a safe place to go to the bathroom. The report says, okay, that's not it. Study looked at living conditions of people around the globe. Many people have to walk hours each day to collect water from rivers. Often the water is not safe to drink because it's dirty. So it says one solution is getting water from a local river. Filtering rainwater doesn't come up in this passage at all. So that's just random. Okay, so we're going to highlight many have to walk hours to collect waters from rivers. Number 3, it can be inferred from the passage that A, walking hours every day to collect water is good exercise. B, many Americans waste a lot of water. C, most people in the world can get clean water from a water pump. Or D, children in India need to learn about water safety. They didn't talk about children in India learning about water safety. They talked about how people in India that they mentioned do not have access to clean water and plumbing, so would not be D. They're not telling you that most people in the world can get water from a water pump. There's a whole 3 paragraphs basically on how we use too much water. And then it doesn't talk about how it's good exercise to walk to get water, so it's going to be B. We waste a lot of water. We leave water running, we take baths, we let pipes leak and sinks drip, and that is a waste of water. Number 4, read the following sentences and answer the question. Aid workers have been helping by installing pipes around the world. To install is to set up. The pipes have given people water in their homes. Aid workers also have been teaching people how to filter or clean rainwater. What does the word aid mean? So think about it. It says aid workers have been helping. Okay, someone who gives aid helps. They're installing pipes to help people. They're teaching people how to filter, clean, or rainwater. Okay, they are helping. Aid means to help. Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys can see this. We have a couple more questions to do. They look kind of funny, but that's okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, get a different color just because I want to. The primary purpose of this passage is to describe A, the decision of aid workers to install pipes to carry water, B, the fact that many people in the world do not have clean water, C, the need to build more indoor toilets, or D, the importance of good hygiene. Guys, this is like a main idea question. The main idea of this passage is to talk about how a lot of people don't have clean water. Ooh, that looks wild. I'm looking for B as my answer. Look at the title. The title is Water Worries. Almost 1 billion people don't have clean water. Okay, that is the overall main idea, and it happens to be the title as well. What did world aid groups find when they studied people around the globe? Okay. They found that 1 billion people around the world don't have clean drinking water. And it says that's the finding of a report by World Aid Groups, directly from the text. So what they want you to do here is they want you to write down that answer. 1 billion people do not have clean drinking water. Okay. What can you infer from the passage about why clean drinking water is so important? Well, if we didn't have clean water, we would get sick. So clean water is important to stay healthy and alive. Say it's essential. That means it's absolutely important. It is essential to have clean drinking water to survive and be. Okay, number 8. The question below is an incomplete sentence. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. Blank, dirty water can make people sick. It is important that water be clean. So dirty water can make people sick. It is important that water be clean. Because dirty water can make people sick, it is important that water be clean. But dirty water can make people sick, it is important that water be clean. However, dirty water can make people sick, it is important that water be clean. I'm going to go with B. I think that question's tricky just because of the way it's worded, but that makes the most sense to me. So I am going to go with B. Could also see how D works. So I would say B or D, but I think B sounds better. All right. Let me take this off dual page display for y'all so we can get back to this and talk about writing. Okay, it says take a survey of the people staying around you or call some family members and ask them these questions. How much water do you think you use in one day? Do you ever try to save water? And if you try to save water, what are things you do? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna answer it based off of my lifestyle. So I think I probably use, I'm gonna go back and see how much water they said baths use. 70 gallons of water. Oh my goodness. I would say myself, I probably use over 100 gallons of water a day, which is not good. I do not think I am as conscious. That means I don't pay attention. I am as conscious about saving water as I should be. as I should be. To help this, I could run the dishwasher less and take more showers instead of baths. And that's it. So Miss Stephanie needs to work on saving some water. All right, this math question's a little bit tricky. It says Carmen and Philip each have some money in their piggy banks. Each has more than $2 but less than $3. Carmen has $1 bill and 9 coins. Philip has $1 bill and 7 coins. Philip has more money than Carmen. What coins could each child have in their piggy bank? How much money could each child have in their piggy bank? What is the difference between the two amounts? That's a lot. So what we know is they have to have more than $2 but less than 3, okay? So we already know that. That's really important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my highlighter again. Okay. That's super important when you're figuring out your total. We know that Carmen has $1 bill and 9 coins. We know that Philip has $1 bill and 7 coins. And Philip has more money than Carmen. Okay, so the first thing we need to think about is they already told us that each one of them has a $1 bill. So I'm going to draw that. Here's my $1. Make a 1 in there. So they each already have $1. What just happened there? Good gracious. I am confused. All right, let's undo this. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. I don't like this. We're just gonna do it this way. Okay, we have Carmen and we have Philip. That's better. Okay, so Carmen, we know, has at least $1. Philip, we know, has at least $1. Okay. What is happening to my smart notebook? Crazy stuff. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties, friends. Don't know what's happening. Okay, here's $1 for Carmen. Here's $1 for Philip. Okay, dollar. They each have $1 so far. Okay, it says that Carmen has $1 bill and 9 coins. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 9 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do it so they're the same size. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so these are Carmen's. And then we'll put Philip's below. So Philip has $1 bill, and then he has 7 coins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So that's what we have for Philip. Now we need to figure out what these coin values are. So they have to have more than $2, but less than $3. Okay, so we know that. And we know that Philip has to have more money than Carmen. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make all of these quarters and see what my total becomes. Okay, that's a quarter, that's a quarter, this is a quarter. This is a quarter. This is a quarter. And I'm doing that because I know quarters are worth the most for coins that we're using. So I want to see if I can get him under $3. So if I have $1, I know that 4 quarters equal $1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle these because I know this is another $1. And then we'll come back to Carmen. Okay, now I have $2 total. I have 3 quarters left. This is 25, 50, 75. So right now I have 275. Okay. So I want to get Carmen's amount less than 275. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do 4 quarters here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the lowest would be pennies, right? So I'm going to do pennies. So that's 1 penny, 2 penny. I need one more circle for Carmen, don't I? Yes, I do. Because she has 9. I counted wrong. Okay. I'm going to do penny, 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 penny. Okay. So these 4 quarters equal $1. So that means that Carmen would now have $2. And then I have 5 pennies, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means I would have $2.05. Let's see if that meets the requirements. Philip has more money than Carmen. That is true. He has $1 and 7 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Carmen has $1 and 9 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are all good, and they're both between $2 and $3. Now, it says, what coins could each child have in their piggy bank? This is one example. You could have a completely different answer than me as long as it meets all of the qualifications on the side. So those are those bullet points you see right here. It says, what is the difference? So this is a multi-step problem. Difference means subtraction. So what we have to do is we need to subtract the 2 numbers. Remember, when we're subtracting, our larger number goes on top. So Philip has 275 and Carmen has 205. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make this a subtraction problem. Friends, remember the decimals really don't matter here. You can even take them out and add them back in at the end. We're going to subtract those. Okay, there's no regrouping here, so I don't even have to build a hundreds chart. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 0 is 7. And 2 minus 2 is 0. The difference is 70 cents. 70 cents. Okay. And it says work with a partner of things you could buy with this. You could probably buy candy, maybe a water bottle, some snacks, but not a whole lot of things. So that's how you solve this. Your answer, again, will probably look different than mine, but as long as it's between $2 and $3, Carmen has $1 bill and 9 coins, Philip has $1 bill and 7 coins, and Philip ends up with more money than Carmen, then you are good. That was a long problem. Okay, last thing to do is content. It says coal, oil, and gas are called fossil fuels because they have been formed from the organic remains of prehistoric plants and animals. Read the story about fern fossil. Learn how fern becomes a fossil and then answer the questions. The tale of fern fossil. Once upon a time, a beautiful fern tree grew up in a swamp. All day she soaked up sunlight and stored it in her fronds. The sun's energy helped her grow tall. The biggest frond was fern fossil. Every day she stretched closer to the sun. She was proud to be the tallest frond on the tree. One day the sky grew dark and a strong wind blew. The other fronds huddled together. They gave each other the strength. But Fern was too high. She was all alone and there was no fronds tall enough to help her. The wind blew harder and Fern's stem snapped. She fell from the tree into the dark water. Fern sank to the bottom of the swamp. She thought her journey was over. Nature had a different plan for Fern. For a long time, she lay in the swamp. More plants fell into the water. They covered Fern like a blanket. After many years, the water dried up and the swamp turned into land. Dinosaurs roamed over the earth. Fern lay underground, buried deeper and deeper. The weight of the dirt and heat of the earth changed Fern. She was no longer green. She lost her leafy shape, but she still had the sun's energy stored in her. Fern Fossil had turned into a shiny black rock full of energy. She had become a piece of coal. Fern and many other plants were now a big seam of coal buried underground. Then one day a big machine dug into the earth. It took away the dirt on top of the coal. It lifted Fern from the earth and put her into a huge truck. She was taken into a building where she was washed and then put on a train. The train chugged through the night to a power plant. Fern was put into a boiler and burnt. Her energy produced a lot of heat. The power plant used Fern's energy to make electricity. It traveled through a power line to a house. A little boy turned on a light so that he could read. The energy that Fern had gotten from the sun 1,000,000 years ago was lighting the night. Fern's energy had traveled a long way. So what we're going to do again is we're going to make it a dual screen so we can go back into our text if we need to. It says, what caused Fern to change into a shiny black rock? So if we go back into our story, said the weight of the dirt and heat of the earth changed Fern. It says, A, a big machine dug her up. B, she was buried in the mud in the swamp. C, she lost her leafy shape. D, the heat of the earth. So it would be D, the heat of the earth. What was the use of Fern at the power plant? So we got to go back to when she was at the power plant. Okay, more plants fell in, buried deeper. One day, a big machine dug into the earth. It took away the dirt on top of the coal. It lifted Fern from the earth and put her into a huge truck. She was taken into a building where she was washed and then put on a train. The train chugged through the night to a power plant. Fern was put into a boiler and burned. Her energy produced a lot of heat. So I'm going to underline that. So what she was used for at the power plant was she was used as coal, which produced some heat. Didn't produce light, didn't quite produce electricity yet. Power plant used Fern's energy to make electricity. It traveled through a power line to a house. What was the use of Fern at the power plant? I'm going to change my answer. I want to go back to this. It says, and this is what you guys should do when you're doing this, because sometimes this happens. It says the power plant used Fern's energy to make electricity. So it's like you had to really read carefully for that question, because they turned her into coal, but the use of the coal was for electricity. So thank you for bearing with me through all my technical difficulties today. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. And if you have any questions, please ask your teacher. We are here to help you. We miss you, and we hope you are still having some fun on this rainy day.